How many times have you found yourself on social media scrolling and seeing where someone says yoga is more than asana, yoga is more than exercise, and then you go to a yoga studio and you find that it's a lot of physical labor. You may go to a hot yoga class, you may go to vinyasa, a hatha yoga, some heat related class that make you feel like you're sweating, maybe power yoga where you're literally pumping up iron, meaning, your muscle in order to do the actual work. Well, that's partly because you have been misled. Yoga in the Western studios here in America, you find it heavily influenced by yoga poses and maybe small elements of a Pilates infusion, some form of high intensity workout just to bring creativity to the actual class. And when you see yoga studios offering nothing but physical classes, it takes away the element of what the true intention and the true purpose of a yoga class is, which is to work inward. Yoga, in essence, is a spiritual practice because you are working in a state of mindfulness. You're also including elements of physical activity, which is your asana, to work on the physical aspect of a actual practice. But the intention behind a true yoga practice is to find stillness and reflect inward. So other elements of a yoga practice would include mindfulness, breath work, as well as self-reflection where you're doing the inner work to journal, meditate, be closer with the divine, however you want to express that you are leaning more toward finding peace and eternal stillness within, as well as drawing you closer to a higher being, a higher entity or influence to help you feel more grounded and united within yourself. That is a yoga practice. And in the lead of Ashtanga Yoga from Patanjali, he gives a framework for us to work with. That's called the 8-limb path, where you include Yamas and Niyamas, which is the first two elements of this framework, where you encompass the moral restraints as well as the ethics. Think of it like a code and ethics, the way we carry ourselves throughout the day, on and off the mat, engaging with others, and how we treat everything around us within our environment. That could mean animals, that could mean plants, that could mean anything, and how we choose to show up in a more kinder, peaceful, grounded state of being, and just a person of good reverence and wisdom. So what is the Yamas and Niyamas? Well, in Patanjali's 8-limb path, he guides us with these codes and ethics, this framework that lets us know a little bit deeper about how we can work internally in how we carry ourselves as well as how we treat others. In this video, I'm going to share with you a brief description of the Yamas and Niyamas and their definitions. But first, let's talk about how yoga can help us improve our personal growth. Have you ever considered when you're going to a yoga class, or if you're new to yoga and you're trying to understand the concept of having a dedicated practice, a practice that helps you not only physically, but mentally and emotionally, spiritually, you can consider using the 8-limb path or the Yamas and Niyamas to help you during your personal growth journey. So just think about you having a strong physical practice and then you're still struggling to find yourself. You're still struggling to be the better version that you want to be amongst other people, when we know being amongst family, friends, and others, that peer pressure can make us hide our true nature to survive in a conversation with an individual, to appease the conversation and keep things going, or being amongst a group of people that may have strong personalities or high energy, but you may be that introvert that wants to be the mellow, chill, laid back person, and you have to perform in a way in order to still keep up with the energy that is amongst you. Well, you using the 8-limb path and remembering to stay true to yourself and focus on who you really are while still being that genuine person with others can make things very much more comfortable with being who you are while also entertaining others. So yoga for personal growth is a great way to uplift your mindset while you incorporate your physical practice with taking the time to meditate, be mindful, or doing whatever makes you feel good in your own personal practice. So, for example, yoga for personal growth, with applying that mindset, can help you increase your emotional awareness, your self awareness, your creativity and your confidence, your self discipline, improving your mental clarity and your communication, as well as being your most authentic self. So, try in your next yoga practice to think about staying grounded in who you are the next time you join a class or be amongst others during your day-to-day activities. So, what are the yamas? Again, the yamas are the first limb of a yoga practice where you are focusing on the moral restraints and how you engage with others on and off the mat. The first one is called ahimsa, which is nonviolence. In the next video, I'm going to give a little more deeper meaning to how you can apply this in your personal growth journey, as well as being a yogi. But for today, this video is just going to briefly describe what each yama and niyama is. So the first one again is ahimsa. Next we have satya, which is truthfulness. Third, we have asteya, which is non-stealing. Fourth, we have brahmacharya, which is moderation. And fifth will be aparigraha, which is non-greed. Now, an easy way to remember the yamas is think about the acronym ASABA, A-S-A-B-A. A for ahimsa, S for satya, A for asteya, B for brahmacharya, and A, aparigraha. Moving on to the niyamas. So an easy way to remember the niyamas is the observances within ourselves, how we hold ourselves accountable as well as treating others. So in the niyamas, you can think of the I, N-I-Y-A-S, niyama, to reflect within. That means we're talking about us in the niyamas. So the first one will be saucha, which is purity of the mind. This is the first one within the niyamas, the observances of ourselves. Number two will be santosha, which is contentment of the mind. Three, which is tapas, which is self-discipline. Four, I get so tongue twisted with this, svadhyaya. Number four is svadhyaya. I get tongue twisted with this often, so you Sanskrit gurus, please do not X me out on this one. This is something that I get tongue twisted with all the time. But anyway, number four, which is self-study. And five, Ishvara Pranidhana, which is to complete the niyamas within ourselves, which would be considered faith or devotion within believing that there's a higher state of being, a higher entity, enlightenment, and helping us and guiding us along the way during our own personal journey of living in this world. So an easy way to remember the niyamas, remember the I in niyamas, there are 3 S's in the niyamas. So S for saucha, S for santosha, T for tapas, S in svadhyaya, and I for ishvara pranidhana. So hopefully this was enlightening to you. If you want a deeper connection with understanding how the yamas and niyamas can be applied in your personal growth journey, you can check out this video here, which will lead you to the first yama in the Ashtanga practice. And if you want to learn more on how you can incorporate your personal growth journey in your own personal practice, I have a link down below that'll help you get more clarity in how to start your personal journey. If you're a beginner, this is a great start for you as a guide to help you get flowing and understanding from a deeper perspective how you can apply starting here in your heart and in your mind before you even get on the mat. So if you want to learn more about the yamas and niyamas and you want to start with the first yama in the Ashtanga practice, check out this video here.